Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I can't tell if I'm live. I think I'm live right now. So, good morning. This is Monday morning. Again, we have another Monday morning. So, it's Monday Fun Day, the very best day and beginning of our week that we could possibly give it. And so, I'm excited to see who's going to join me. Well, I'm not excited. I'm really in anticipation to see who's going to join me. And I decided to try this again, do this again on the computer and see if more comments would come through. Sometime I'm going to learn actually how to do this. So today our oil is marjoram. So marjoram is an oil that we have maybe been familiar with in Raindrop. But have you ever thought of it for your mindset? And this Monday morning mindset, what is mindset and why does it matter? So mindset is a combination of our thoughts and our feelings and our actions, and this is so important for us to really begin to understand the power of our mindset. Oh, I have some people joining me. Good morning, Kathleen. It's so good to see you. Good morning, Barbara from Elk River, Minnesota. Thank you so much for putting where you're from. I love seeing where you're from. And good morning, Lita. It's actually not morning for some of you, it's evening or another time of the day. At any rate, it's my morning, and so I'm starting this off. And this is something that works and helps us any time of the day. It doesn't have to be morning and it doesn't have to be Monday. This is so good for us. So, marjoram. Good morning, Dawn. From the Chilianapolis Valley, Nova Scotia. Yes, right across the street from me. That's so cool. Great to see you. Good morning, Arlene. Wonderful to see you. Oh, so happy that there's some comments popping in on here. So thank you so much for joining me for Marjoram on Monday Morning Mindset. Oh, this oil is fascinating. So, um, right in the middle of Raindrop, we use this oil. It's fascinating oil. And so, thinking of marjoram for your mindset, have you ever felt unfulfilled? Or have you ever felt disconnected? Marjoram is an oil. Well, what's the opposite of disconnected and what's the opposite of unfulfilled? The opposite of disconnected is connected. And the opposite of feeling unfulfilled is fulfilled. Marjoram is an oil that helps us understand a little bit more about the law of opposites, because we know that if we're feeling one way, there's a potential to feel the other. And how do we if we're feeling unfulfilled, how do we switch that to becoming fulfilled? And it's really with awareness. We become aware of the potential of who we are. Marjoram helps us to see the other side of the equation, and it helps us to feel fulfilled. It helps us to feel connected. And this is connecting with who we are, connecting with the greatness, connecting with the possibilities of what could be, helping to open us up and expand to know that if we have one thing, there's a possibility of the other. So this is understanding a little bit more about the law of opposites. If you have an up, you have to have a down. If you have to have an in, you have to have an out. If you have an unfulfilled, you have to have a fulfilled. If you feel disconnected, there has to be the possibility of feeling connected. And so use marjoram to help you see the other side. Just thinking of that. Oh, and you see my diffusers there in the background. Those are my favorite diffusers so far, and that Yag Loving has put out. And I'm curious if you can guess what I have going in my diffuser. I'm curious if anybody could guess what I have going in my diffuser. So write in the chat if you can guess what's in my diffuser. I would love to see that. And so marjoram is a fascinating oil. Just know that marjoram is going to help you with your thinking. Breathe it in and think about how you'd like to feel. Instead of feeling unfulfilled, would you like to feel fulfilled? That would be a great choice. At this time in our, current situation, well, Ben and I are in quarantine right now. And so it's easy to feel disconnected. And but what if we chose to feel connected? And who do we connect to and what do we connect to? This is an opportunity that all of us can use in every situation in our life. We decide how we want to feel, and then we put our attention on feeling that way. And then we can use our oils to simply help us elevate our thinking. Isn't it beautiful? We have such powerful tools. And so I have a fun little story um, in relationship with this. Is it okay if I tell a story? You like stories? Let me know if you like story time. I love story time. So this is called, actually, it's about creative thinking. And so it was in a small town in Italy, and this was hundreds of years ago. A small business owner owed a large sum of money to a loan shark. This loan shark was very old, and he was unattractive, and he was sly, and he was not well liked, and had a very poor reputation. But he happened to fancy the business owner's daughter. He decided to offer the businessman a deal that would completely wipe out the debt that he owed to him. However, the catch was that he would only wipe out the debt if he could marry the businessman's daughter. Needless to say, this proposal was met with a feeling of disgust. The loan shark said that he would place 2 pebbles in a bag, one white and one black. The daughter would then have to reach into the bag and pick out a pebble. If it was black, the debt would be wiped out, but the loan shark would marry the daughter. If it was white, the debt would be also wiped out, but the daughter wouldn't have to marry the loan shark. She could go free. So, standing on a pebble-strewn path in the businessman's garden, the loan shark bent over and picked up 2 pebbles and put them in the bag. While he was picking them up, the daughter noticed that he'd picked up 2 black pebbles and placed them both in the bag. And then he asked the daughter to reach into the bag and pick one out. The daughter naturally had to make a choice here. What were her choices? She could refuse to take the pebble out of the bag. She could take both pebbles out and expose the loan shark for cheating. She could pick a pebble out of the bag, and full well knowing that she was going to be sacrificed as this man's wife for her father's freedom. She decided to take a pebble out of the bag. So she drew out a pebble from the bag, and before looking at it, she accidentally dropped it in the midst of the other pebbles on the ground. "Oh," she said, "how clumsy of me. But never mind. If you look in the bag for the one that's left, you will be able to tell which pebble I picked out." The pebble left in the bag was obviously black, and seeing as the loan shark didn't want to be exposed, he had to play along as if the pebble the daughter had picked out was white and clear her father's debt. So, what's the moral of this story? The moral of this story is that there is always a solution to every situation, regardless of the situation. So, if you're feeling a certain way, you know that you could use your oils to feel the other, and think. Let's really begin to think about every situation that we're facing in life. This situation seemed like an impossible situation for this young girl, but let's use our oils and let's think. Think about the outcomes that we desire to have. Think about what it is that we're desiring to create. Think about what you want your day to turn out like today, and then find a way to make it that way. Use your oils. Smell your oils. Marjoram is going to help you. All of our oils help us because they lift us in our thinking. So thank you so much for being here with me today. Have an amazing day, and I'm curious to go and read the comments and see who guessed what was in my diffuser. Happy Monday. Have an absolutely amazing day today. Bye.